Matthew, I know you don't want me to say this out loud, but I think the Giants are finally done.
Whoa. Don't you dare say that. They mathematically still have a chance. Okay, I ran the simulator. All they need is to win out, the Mets to lose 6 straight, the D-bags to lose 5 straight, and the Reds to spontaneously combust. And then, boom, we're in, baby.
What? Dude, that's not gonna happen, okay? Only a person in complete denial would say... Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, buddy, let's work through it. So you're on a Giants vacation to Denial USA with a bunch of other Giants fans. What happens next?
Oh, okay, fine. But why did the Giants have to lose 3 out of the 4 to the damn Dodgers, Ben? The big 3 couldn't drive in runs. The bullpen is still crap. Bryce Eldridge couldn't save us. Damn it!
My favorite stage. Anger. I'm kind of always in that stage, to be honest. So, pull up a chair, have a rage cocktail. It's made with 151 and tears.
Oh, okay, well, how about this? What if we just pretend the season didn't happen? Or that we were actually rebuilding? Or Buster Posey magically signed Shohei Ohtani this offseason?
Yeah, bargaining. I have too much pride to bargain, dude, so I'm going to sit this stage out and just stay angry.
Ben, I've watched every inning of this team. I stuck around for Patrick Bailey's OPS, for Christ's sakes. I deserve better. And now it's all just over. All feeling has left my body, dude.
Yep, there it is. Depression. Okay, this one's rough, buddy. Just clutch your Carl's Jr. Kirk Reader bobblehead, wrap that Giants blanket around you, and just wait it out.
You know what? We'll be back, Ben. There's always next year. Maybe with a real 4th and 5th starter. Maybe with stars who can hit with runners in scoring position. And a bullpen that lasts the season. Maybe?
There it is. That's acceptance. You've reached the final stage, Matthew. I'm proud of you. It only took 3 minutes.
So what cocktail pairs best with acceptance, Ben?
Oh, something bittersweet, like a Negroni. Or whatever Logan Webb is drinking while wondering what more he could have done. A little bit more, but not much.
But I don't even like Red Bull.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the losses hurt, but the cocktails help. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to episode 329 of Giant Cocktails. Folks, I went to my doctor during the last few days and got some special medication. So I'm going to be in a different mood for this episode at the very least than I was for the last 2 episodes, even though what just happened was arguably worse than the previous 2 series. Just wanted to put that out there, let everybody know. Don't worry about me if you've noticed that some changes in my demeanor. I'm fine. In fact, I'm more than fine. I'm under medical care.
Heavily medicated. Sometimes that's what it takes, man.
That is sometimes what it takes. You know, there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it.
No shame in it. You got to do what you got to do.
That's right. That's right. And as I've said many times on this show, I have a whole psychiatric team working on me. And that team just got bigger. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Angel Pagan. Matthew. Angel Pagan had a .329 on-base percentage over his 5 seasons as a San Francisco Giant. In 2012, Pagan hit a league-leading 15 triples. 15 triples? Of course that led the league. 15?
I imagine all of them were to Triples Alley, like every single one.
Wow. No player has topped that number since. I would think not. That's a lot of triples, dude.
I think one player tied it. That's why technically it says no players topped.
I see. Well, that's a lot of triples, dude. I'm just tired thinking about it. You know, for a guy who hit that many triples, you think he could do an inside the park home run without pulling a hammy.
Oh.
Yeah, what's that all about? Says a guy who's pulled a hammy.
Enough
twice.
with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Oh, but Bob, I was going to tell my pulled hamstring story for like the 7th time on the show. Matthew, tell him about the blood.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Oh, fine. Oh, I'm excited about this, actually. All right, yeah. Let's move on to the cocktails. Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail of the tiki variety. It's really just a modification of a famous tiki cocktail, or at least tropical cocktail, that some of you may recognize when I get to the recipe, which will be at the end of the show. But what is the cocktail? Well, Bob, I'm glad you asked, because it's the Three Rum Double. That's right. It's the Eldridge Knight's favorite cocktail.
He's not even 21, so.
Oh. Well, I made it so we could share.
You might have to drink both sides.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna drink both straws. Okay. Well, okay, folks. Remember what I said about me being normal on this show? That's out. I'm going back to regular Ben. About halfway the show, the cocktail will have hit me by then, and I will just be normal Ben. Anyway, that's what I'm drinking today, Bob. The Three Rum Double.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail called the Lilywhacker.
Whoa, wait, what?
I didn't name it, but it is kind of fun to say. Say it with me. Lilywhacker.
Lilywhacker. Oh, that is fun to say.
Because the Giants got their lilies whacked this weekend. No, that's not it. Anyway, it's a great cocktail. I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
Lilywhacker.
Three Rum Double. When you told me the name of the cocktail, I knew exactly what you were referring to.
Yeah, exactly. I hope everybody listening to this show knows exactly what I'm referring to. I mean, I guess I gave it away by referencing the Eldridge Knight. But anyway, I came up with the idea for that cocktail about 10 minutes after the hit, by the way. It was an inspiration. Anyway, today is Sunday, September 21st. Matthew, I have a question for you. Nay, a number of questions. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders, Dodger fans, while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away. Oh, yeah.
I do remember. Totally.
It's moments like these where I think we got to turn this into a video blog, video podcast. Because we were dancing.
Gotta dance when you hear that song.
We were dancing and we have zero audience. That's when most middle-aged men dance, actually.
Thankfully so.
when only the dog is there, that's when we do most of our dancing.
And then the dog thinks they're getting a treat.
That's right, they do. They're super excited. And then, of course, they do get a treat because, you're in a good mood because dancing makes you happy. Anyway, our San Francisco Giants went 1-3 this week, and that's not bad. Hey, if you get one hit out of every 4 appearances, you have a .250 batting average, and that's above league average. So, in my book, 25% is okay. And more importantly, Matthew, that brings the Giants' record to 77-79. Or as we like to call it, homeostasis. Trademark.
Bet watch.
That's right. Bet watch. Oh, that's right. I don't drink a cocktail. No, that's not right. You wrote this wrong. I don't drink a Negroni,
A Negroni,
if they go
correct.
3-3 to finish this week. I still get to drink cocktails. Don't try to change the bet. Don't try to change the terms of the bet.
No, you were right. I apologize for mistyping in our show notes. You're right. You do not drink a Negroni if they go 3-3.
That's right. If the Giants go 3-3 this week, they will finish the season at homeostasis, a.k.a. 2 games under 500, which is the only record that they can finish the season at in which I do not have to drink a Negroni. Because I will have to drink one because Matthew wins the bet if they finish at 500.
Which means they have to go 4-2, which means they win 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals, 2 out of 3 against the Rockies, and I'm not drinking a Negroni.
That's right. Or they just have to win one against the Cardinals and sweep the Rockies.
Sure. Yes.
And I don't know that that's happened once this year, so best of luck to you, dude.
Well, how do you think, if to get to 500, how do you think yours would go?
Oh, I think I know exactly what happened. The Giants will sweep the Cardinals, and then they'll get swept by the Rockies. That's how it'll happen. That's generally how things happen to me in my life. The improbable becomes the definitive. And would I be happy about that? Yeah, I probably would be. Sue me, guy. Okay, look, they're not making the playoffs, okay? The fact that I wouldn't have to drink a Negroni is the one little small victory I can get out of this season now.
That's why we made the bet. We had to make it kind of interesting for the last week of the season. And we are. No, look at
right.
this.
It is. It's coming down. It's going to be nip and tuck. We're definitely not going to know, right? We're not going to know until the Colorado series. So it will be a mystery until you all show up for the last show of the season, of the baseball season. Not our season.
Yeah. Well, I'm going on like a month break after that, so.
Yeah, we really have to. God, we have to think about that. That's only 2 episodes away, dude. We have to figure all that out. Oh man, stupid Giants missing the stupid playoffs. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Dodgers, and then we're going to talk about. Well, we called it the rookie review, but then we changed it to something else. We're going to talk about the offense. And whether or not we need to go out and sign somebody significant in the offseason, because we aren't so sure that we do on the offense. We suddenly think we got a lot of work to do on the other side. And so we're going to make that case. And part of the reason why we don't have to is because we've had some pretty good rookies this year. But first, we have tidbits. Matthew, you're really angry about something. Go.
I'm really angry about something? The Reds? Really? Like, the Reds?
Yeah. Dude, I told you they were going to met. I said that doesn't mean the Giants are going to be in it. At the point that I talked about it, the Giants were in the best spot to take away from the Mets. Well, not to take it away from the Mets. The Mets were giving it away.
Well,
the point is, the Mets have given it away, and the Reds are the last man standing.
Well, and that's literally it, because I went to look their page to see what their record was after the All-Star break, just to kind of think, they must have kind of come out of nowhere and made this big push. Ben, they're 29-29.
Hey, my favorite baseball team goes 29-29 quite often.
Baseball Reference doesn't update until the next day, so they're 30-29. So okay, they're one game.
Well,
over
that's an
500.
odd number of games. It's either 29-30 or 30-29. One way or the other, Matthew. That still sounds like 29-29 to me, because it's just going to turn into 30-30. We all know that.
That's right, but that's good enough to get yourself into the playoffs. Meanwhile, you know what the Giants are after the All-Star break?
The 2 games under homeostasis.
24-35.
Dude.
Like, going back to defend your life. Ooh.
Indeed.
Ooh. I'm gonna make you 11 pies.
This is a weird
one
feeling.
for each loss.
What's happening? These new drugs I'm on. It's so strange. My brain is trying to go back into my unhappy place. It's trying to find your unhappy place. Find your unhappy place.
My point is that nobody expects the Reds to make the playoffs, and yet here they are. And the only thing that makes me happy about any of this is that New York Mets fans must be losing their freaking minds.
As they do every year.
But this year especially. This year it was waiting for them. They went out and got their big relievers. You know, they were active at the trade deadline. They did everything they could to make sure that they were positioned to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. And they're now on the outside looking in. Wow, that sucks. So I feel so bad for them. I feel so bad for them. Which I guess is your point. You don't feel bad for them either.
No. I'm just like, if it's the Reds, why couldn't it have been the Giants, man? Because we lost 3 or 4 to the Dodgers. That's why.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, and
2 or 3 to the Diamondbacks. And
they lost. They lost 5 of 8 or 5 of 7 against the Dodgers, man.
Yeah, well, 11 games under 500 since the All-Star break. We'll do that to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we should talk about the Dodgers, though.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the Dodgers series. Yeah, I'm so excited. This was so good. I really, I thought. Well, here's what I want to talk about for the game, okay? And then I'll let you take over.
Okay.
Bryce Eldridge was 0 for 3, but man, he's hitting the ball hard. I can feel it coming. He's gonna break through. It's gonna happen at Dodger Stadium. I'm feeling pretty good. And that's all I have to say about Game 1.
That's all you have to say?
I muted my mic and everything.
I just thought it was interesting. The Giants got 10 walks with 1 hit.
I said that's all I want to say about Game 1!
I want to focus on the 7th inning, Ben, because I don't think there could be a more Giants inning than the 7th inning of Game 1 against the Dodgers. Because the Giants scored a run in that inning without ever putting their bat on the ball. And there were 4 walks and 3 strikeouts.
I watched it. I was there. I mean, I wasn't there. I was in my living room.
4 walks and 3 strikeouts. 2 of those strikeouts with the bases loaded, I might add.
Matthew, I'm sure that's happened before in the history of baseball.
No, it hasn't. It's never happened before in the history of baseball.
Is that true, or are you just claiming?
I'm just claiming.
You're just claiming. Okay, because this is something you could go figure out. But I was just about to say, I'm sure that's never happened to me in my lifetime. Like, I've never seen that happen. Oh, that inning was so infuriating. I didn't want to talk about this.
Okay, well, and then the last thing before we move on is you, at the very last part of our episode last time, called out Webb and Ray. And
I did call them out.
And Logan Webb was good. 1 earned run. He let up 2 runs, only 1 earned because Bailey tried to frame the throw from the outfielder coming in.
It looked like a typical Bailey framing job.
He's swiping. He was like trying to snatch it out of the air.
Snatch it and then do the tag, which is, I mean, that's literally what he's trying to do when he frames, right? He's trying to snatch the ball and pull so that it looks like the glove was at a different location. It was literally the same move. And how often do we see him drop the ball? Like, all the time. All the time. And that time, it cost us a run. Are we still talking about Game 1?
No, we are not.
Okay. That was Game 2 where he did that.
Well, no, that was Game 1. But Game 2,
oh,
Robbie
yes,
Ray.
Wait. I have this written down.
Okay.
Bryce didn't play. Moving on. Game 3.
Okay. I will say that maybe Robbie Ray didn't hear your call.
No, Robbie Ray didn't hear my call. No, he didn't. He doesn't listen to the show. He got really offended with the whole Mojo thing. You know, he found it offensive for some reason or another. No, Robbie did not hear. It looks to me like Robbie's just a little bit out of steam, maybe.
Maybe like he cruises until he's not. It's so sudden too.
Yeah,
it's
like, oh, how about a walk, and a home run? Boom. Like, what, dude? And then another home run. Boom. What is, like, I mean, Bob Melvin is an old man, Robbie. Like, you got to give him a chance to stand up and stretch out his back before he comes out of the dugout. And you move so fast, it's like,
All right. But I know you want to get to Game 3.
I do want to get to Game 3, yes.
What happened in Game 3, Bren? Inspired a cocktail is what happened.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, first of all, Matthew, I'm going to change my vernacular. I'm going to go into teenager mode. Okay. So Tyler 6'7" Glasnow was on the 6'7" mound, 6'7". And then 6'7" guy got on base, 6'7" guy got on base, and then 6'7" guy got on base. But then Bryce Eldridge, who really is 6'7", but wears 78. Oh, by the way, are we supposed to be angry that he's wearing 78? Did you notice this? That he's wearing a Barry Zito type number.
It is interesting. I got to feel like it's temporary. Like I feel like next maybe somebody has his number that he wants. And
what's his name? Pavlovich threw out an interesting number, 21, which I think right now is being worn by my boy Kisner.
Oh. Kisner didn't get the 78. Come on.
Can you imagine? He shows up that day. He just shows up on the day that Eldridge shows up, and his number's just changed. It just says Kisner 78. Can you imagine? They would never do my boy dirty like that. But I did think it was interesting. I think it's interesting because, I was listening to Pavlovich and
and Cole,
the Nepo baby, Kuiper, yes, and they. I don't mean that. I just say it because it's funny, and I'm on pharmaceuticals and alcohol. Anyway, so he gets up there. Bases are juiced. This is the moment, Matthew. This is the moment where we find out, has Bryce Eldridge been sullied by whatever goes on with the Giants this season? Or is he pure? Right? Is he still unsullied? And he hits that ball the other way. And honestly, it didn't look like he smacked it that hard. Right? When he hits the ball, sometimes it looks like he annihilates it. But other times it just seems to just lazily fly off the ball at 110 miles an hour.
That's right.
And that's what happened in this one. It was really joyful because you see the ball going over at Conforto's head, and first Conforto just sort of I don't know, he has some sort of stumble or hiccup in his move where he kind of reaches up and then's oh no, that's sailing on me. Not that he was going to get it anyway.
But I think that to your point, he saw the ball off the bat, was oh, it's a lazy fly ball. I think he misjudged the power of the Eldridge night.
That's right. It's deceptive. And we were looking at Bryce Eldridge's baseball savant page where they have that little chart. And everything's in the red. Okay, he doesn't have enough appearances to qualify, so everything's grayed out. But his stat for his bat speed is average. But everything else for his exit velocity is as high as it can be, right?
His average exit velocity, Ben, is 103.6 miles per hour.
Average. His average is 103.6 miles an hour. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So anyway, he parks that sucker boom, hole in one. It gets right into that little nook in the wall and it just sticks there. And Conforto, who I don't know, was he on the same stuff I'm on? Because he was all jittery all over the place and then he couldn't pick the ball up. And cut to shot to my smooth, the Eldritch Knight gliding around first base, running like those tall guys do, at a 45-degree angle, but all crouched in the middle so that their whole body just doesn't tumble to the ground. Because, he's 6'7", Matthew, 6'7".
Yeah, it's a lot of legs to move.
6'7". 6'7".
It's a lot of moving parts.
6'7". So anyway, yeah, and then the ball lands in, and then you hear it. You hear it. A little bit of silence, because they're just upset. The fans are upset that the runs have scored. The ones that are there, because it was the first inning. And then you hear it. Boo. 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 Thank you. Yeah, we have a whole set of Dodger fans here in the studio just to do that. And I thought, yeah, get used to it, suckers. 15 more years of that.
Yes. So are you saying that Eldridge Knight got his inaugural Dodger boo?
He did. He got his inaugural. I mean, I'm sure they booed him when he came up in other on Thursday, whatever. But this was a real boo, right? Because they were like, "Oh crap, he did something good." And his first hit is always going to be a 3-run double off of the Dodgers, off of Glasnow, right? That's always going to be true. And now they know it, and it's like good, yes. And I hope they come to hate him very, very much. Very, very, very much. Like more than they hate Conforto. That's
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And then some other stuff happened in that game, and whatever. Who cares?
Who cares? But game 1, we won. I mean, game 4, we actually won a game, Ben.
That's right. Shockingly, we did.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game live because I couldn't handle watching them get swept in 4 games.
I feel you, man. I feel you. As you know, I often don't watch on Sundays because I'm off fighting goblins or whatever.
Yes.
And that is true. Fought some goblins today and a warg. And but I'm playing a goblin. Not that you care or anybody cares.
I don't.
Nobody in the game is an Eldritch Knight, by the way, but I'm a Rune Knight. Anyway, I feel you. But then I looked down at the thing. I was following the game while I was there, and I'm like, wow, it was like typical Giants offense stuff. I was like, yeah, whatever. But then I was like, wow, the Dodgers haven't scored either. And I went and I looked in the box score, and I was like, oh, I saw a little snippet on TV, because when you open up the app, if you have Apple TV, it just starts playing, or Giants TV, it just starts playing the game right away.
Oh?
And I saw that McDonald was on the mound, and I was like...
E-I-E-I-O.
And I was wondering who started, and I looked down and I saw that it said McDonald.
E-I-E-I-O.
And so I just was like, whoa, Trevor McDonald
E-I-E-I-O
is having a really good game. And I thought, wow, good for him. That's quite surprising. And then I thought, maybe they should have called him up earlier, because then we could have done the whole McDonald
E-I-E-I-O
all season long, right? How fun would that be?
Kind of hoping he sticks around for next year.
Agreed. That's at least worth 1 or 2 openings right there. Right?
Yes. And I feel like we might have a new Dodger killer now, and coupled with the fact that we never have to see Clayton Kershaw again.
Oh my God! Thank goodness. Right? Oh, that's what happened on Friday night. That's right. Something did happen on Friday night that was good for Giants fans. We get to see Clayton Kershaw start at Dodger Stadium against the Giants for the last time
and give up a leadoff home run.
Yeah, well, and if the bullpen had been bullpenny enough, or Kai Wei Tang was somebody else, we would have maybe. Sorry, Robbie Ray was somebody else. Maybe we would have won that game. And then that would have been sweet, and we would have slapped an L on his last start in the regular season at Dodger Stadium. But no, apparently we can't have even those small good things.
No, you cannot.
Well, Matthew, I think my main takeaway from this series was that I now have I feel like a strong idea of what the Giants need to do to improve their roster in the offseason. And even though we have had a lot of offensive problems this year, and I would say on the whole, our strength has been pitching, I really feel like that pitching now is the biggest need for the San Francisco Giants to improve in the offseason. Because the offense has finally, I think, gelled, but also has a few guys that have that gumption and that moxie that our old veterans sometimes seem to lack. And so we thought we would talk about those guys, our 3 offensive rookies, and we're going to throw in our 1 pitching rookie because he's too good to ignore, as we talk about why we think pitching is the big need for the Giants in the offseason instead of hitting. And so, yeah, I think, Matthew, that our offense is pretty set, except with the possibility of needing one more outfielder.
Kyle
right?
Tucker.
Don't start with me, dude.
Kyle Schwarber.
What? Okay, look, no. Look, I would, okay. I
Cody
would
Bellinger.
Who? I didn't even understand that last one.
Cody Bellinger.
I didn't understand that last one.
I wasn't sure if you didn't understand or you didn't understand.
I don't understand why you keep saying that bad word.
Michael Conforto.
Oh, God. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm just naming free agent outfielders.
Yeah,
man.
he is a free agent.
Mike Yastrzemski.
Oh, okay. Look, here's the problem. A lot of those dudes are left-handed, Matthew.
They're all left-handed. Everyone that I mentioned.
Okay. I think we need a right-hander. We're pretty stacked on the lefty side. Because I think on the first base side and DH side is going to be Devers and Eldridge. We know who the rest of the infield is going to be. It's going to be Schmidt, Adames, and Chapman. Our backup middle infielder we're going to talk about. Our backup catcher is not going to be my boy Kisner. It's going to be the rookie, the guy in the minors that we got in the trade. Bailey's going to be Bailey, and so we got Ramos in left, Jung-Hoo Lee in center, I guess, and then Gilbert's going to be on the bench. Gerard is going
Gerard.
Gerard, that's right. He didn't hit a home run recently, so Gerard is our our fourth outfielder, and so then we're still kind of missing one spot there, right? We still got one spot open, so there's room to play with, but I don't think we need anybody because of Drew Gilbert, Bryce Eldridge, and Christian Koss. And Joel Peguero. He makes the offense better by being a good pitcher. Because sometimes the best offense is a good defense.
Well, I think we were talking. I mean, obviously, most of our core lineup guys are long-time contracts in Chapman, Adames, Devers. I mean, these guys are going to be there no matter what. So there's not a lot you can do. And so generally, if you're going to improve anything, it's going to be around the fringes, which is where Gilbert, Eldridge, and Koss, well, not Eldridge, but Koss live specifically. And so I guess the question is, do you see them having a role coming back? And from what I've seen so far, and you and I looked at the numbers, we looked under the hood at the weenus. And Gilbert and Koss are very respectable reserve players in what they do. And you both have positive WARs in the small sample sizes that they've played this year. And I don't see a reason why you wouldn't bring them back unless you can significantly upgrade for, and this is important, for a small amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really know what the budget is. I think,
but we know there is one.
We do know there is one. But we also know that the Giants were under the luxury tax this year, so they might be more willing to go over this year. And there's also the other angle, Matthew, which is there may not be a luxury tax after that, because there's a good chance they don't play baseball in 2027, and then they have a new contract in 2028 that makes all of this other stuff moot. So what I'm saying is, if the Giants are going to go out and spend money in the offseason, that it might be this offseason. But you got to spend it in the right places. And I don't know that these are the right places. I think Christian Koss has solidified the backup infielder, right? Which was an absolute need going into the season. It didn't get addressed.
I mean, the guys that they've cycled through there, like Wisely and
right.
Starting second baseman that's no longer on the team.
Tyler Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Tyler Fitzgerald. See, my mind has already forgot him. I was like, yeah.
Oh, man.
It also could be the Lilywhacker talking. Sorry, Tyler.
the question is Drew Gilbert your starting right fielder? Is he platooning with Gerard? Or is he, and I think that it's more likely the latter than the former. And even then, I think maybe he's a fifth outfielder because he's got a very good arm. He's very, very fast. He is like the epitome of a great bench player. A defensive replacement, a pinch runner, somebody who's scrappy, who's going to, give you a really good at bat, can drop a bunt down, also has a little bit of pop, that kind of guy on the bench. I feel like, and he is also a spark plug, and he is a little bit of the team mascot. So I think all of those elements make him a valuable person to have on the team. So I think he's kind of got that fifth spot locked down. Like, I don't see anybody else taking that away from him. And I know that we haven't talked about Luciano or Matos, but like, I just don't see how those guys with their mediocrity can come in and take that away from him and be productive enough to keep their jobs without getting DFA'd for good next year.
Well, and that's what would happen because they don't have any more options left, so they're kind of dangling there. Now, Drew Gilbert does have options, so he is definitely the guy that's going to start out in that spot, but may not in there. Maybe Buster goes out and solidifies the bench with a couple of outfielders that maybe have more experience and could do the job, But Gilbert is certainly, I think, in a short amount of time, at least deserves a spot on the opening, like spring training kind of. He's on the roster going into spring training.
I think that's a good point. I think you're absolutely right. Like, I think he's going to have a spot in spring training. If Matos and Luciano are still around, though, right, they would have to be DFA'd. So I think I can see a scenario where he doesn't start the season with the team. And you could also go out and sign some other guys, some journeymen, some maybes, some, that you're maybe you're rolling the dice on. But I think at the end of the season, he's going to be the guy that's there. Right? Like, everything else would have to go perfect for somebody else for that not to happen.
Okay. Can you see a scenario where Bryce Eldridge doesn't start the season on the roster?
Yes. A scenario where Buster Posey wants me to really get that tattoo. A scenario where Buster Posey loses his mind and just goes completely crazy. I'm trying to think of any other scenarios. Body snatchers. Alien body snatchers come in and they take over Buster's body.
Maybe the Dodgers, in a fit of like lunacy, call up the Giants and trade them Freddie Freeman for Luis Matos.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I don't want that. I don't want to take that Freddie Freeman crap and yuck.
All right, the Eldridge Schneider bust. I love it.
That's right. Yeah. No, I don't want anything else. It's Eldridge Schneider, nothing. It's Eldridge Schneider or Ben's a Yankee fan. Camilo!
Oh, Ben, I'm sorry. We had to dredge up those feelings. But I think the point is that we've got these three young guys that have made an impact in their short amount of time. I mean, Costa's been there all year, so it's not really a short time. But I think we've seen enough from these guys to know that they're going to be an integral part of the team going forward. And you need that because you have, I'm not going to say old, but you got the more veteran presence there already. And so I think you need some youthful energy, and particularly in areas like first base with Bryce Eldridge, who could be a real difference maker. And so to that point, I agree with you. I don't think the offense needs a lot of tinkering going into next year, because you really have to decide that, well, first of all, there's not a lot of places where you can tinker. And second of all, I think you're going to bank on the fact that you're getting a full year of Rafael Devers, that maybe Adames isn't going to struggle as much early in the year as he did this year. You've got a full season of Bryce Eldridge. There are a lot of reasons to think that next year can't be a repeat of what we saw this year. So where that leads us, though, and you said it, is pitching, and more pitching.
That's right. But the one thing they won't need is a closer, because that's going to be Yoel Peguero.
Well, that will be interesting to see if that's where they decide to go, right? I mean, because they could go out and look for a proven closer, someone that's done that. But why would you do that when you've got someone like Peguero already
In the name of Mark Melanson, please don't do that. Please don't do that. The last time they signed a good closer was what? Nen?
Maybe.
and I grant you, he was a great closer. He had his greatest years with the Giants. And I don't even remember how they acquired him. I think it was a free agent signing. But other than that, like most closers, like nah, don't give me a Mark Melanson. We have a closer. Let's just find him. I think his name is Joel. Right. All right, Matthew. Well, that's why we think the Giants need to improve pitching over hitting. You probably disagree, listener, because you're really upset about how they did against left-handed starting pitching. And you know what? It's okay to be wrong.
Ben, the Florida Marlins traded Rob Nen to the San Francisco Giants for Mick Pagler and Mike Viano and Joe Fontenot.
Joe Fontenot.
See, I don't even know. Okay.
I remember him. I do not remember those other two guys. Sounds like we got the better end of that deal.
Joe Fontenot appeared in a total of 8 games in the majors, all in 1998. He was 0-7 as a starter.
Ooh.
Negative 0.6 WAR.
Wow. All right, Matthew, it's time for us to talk about the St. Louis Cardinals. And while I would like to say that the Giants need to sweep them to keep their hopes, their playoff hopes alive, which I guess
yes, they do. They do need to do that.
Yes.
You don't have to to say it. You should just say it.
But I don't. That's their playoff hopes are already dead. So no. However,
also, it would be better if they did that because it would be a lot easier for them to finish at 500. So I don't have to drink a Negroni.
That's right. It's a critical series for the Negronis. Now, in case you're wondering, if the Giants finish with a record above 500, Matthew and I both have to drink a Negroni as punishment for wanting for betting that the Giants would not finish above 500. So if they finish over 500, we both have to drink a Negroni because we're a-holes. Okay? If they finish under homeostasis, that is they have less than 80 wins, then we both have to drink a Negroni out of punishment for being Giants fans. So it's only one way that somebody's drinking a Negroni. And but the only way that one of us is not is if they finish at 500 or at homeostasis. So keep an eye out for that. That's what's at stake.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Yes, Bob, it is.
What are you drinking, Ben?
I don't remember.
3 Rum Double.
Oh, that's right. Bob, tonight I'm drinking a 3 Rum Double. And folks, I got to tell you, this is a stiff cocktail. So drink with caution. This is a riff on the Hurricane cocktail. So if you're familiar with that, that's why it sounds so familiar. And what's in a 3 Rum Double? Well, it has 2 ounces of Overproof rum. I'm using FTD. Then it has 2 ounces of Demerara rum. Then it has half an ounce of 151 rum. I'm using Lemonheart and Sons because, woof. It then has 1 ounce of mango juice, 1 ounce of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of honey syrup, because I like my cocktails sweet, and then half an ounce of grenadine. Play around with your lime juice and your honey syrup to balance to your flavor. This is definitely a sweet and fruit juice forward makeup, so you may want to pull back on the honey syrup if you don't like your cocktails so sweet. To make it, combine all of the juices, the honey syrup, the grenadine, and the Overproof and Demerara rums in a shaker with ice. Shake until chilled, and then strain that into an ice-filled hurricane glass or whatever cocktail glass you have. It would probably need to be a pint glass because this is going to make a lot of liquid. Then, after you garnish your glass with whatever fruits you want, you're then going to float the 151 rum on top and sip carefully. Do not do anything other than getting in your bed after drinking one of these. And that's how you make the Three Rum Double.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It tastes like Skittles, but good, Bob. It's so good. It is so good and so dangerous.
All right. Well, Three Rum Double sounds delicious.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a Lilywhacker. The Lilywhacker is a recipe that is from Death & Co., which is, one of the big fancy bars out there that has some really great recipes. But what's in a Lilywhacker? Well, it has 2 ounces of apple brandy. I am using Ambix Spirits Apple Brandy out of Sebastopol in Sonoma County. I am a proud member of that distillery, and I got a tour of their orchard of all their different apples that they use. And if you're anywhere in the area, I highly recommend scheduling a tour and visiting with David, the owner. Anyway, 2 ounces of apple brandy, 3/4 ounces of sweet vermouth, a 1/2 ounce of Cointreau, and 2 dashes of chocolate bitters. You're going to stir all of those ingredients into a mixing glass with ice until well chilled. Strain it into a chilled coupe glass, and garnish is optional, but an orange twist would be nice. That's what I'm drinking, Bob. The Lilywhacker.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It's actually really good and boozy and fall forward, and it's really good cocktail. So thank you to Nick at Golden Finch in Sebastopol for making it for me the first time, and it's now one of my favorites. I really like it.
Folks, no lilies were whacked in the making of this cocktail.
Not that I know of. You are correct.
But one Three Rum Double was hit in the making of my cocktail.
Absolutely. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday with more Giants content. If you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the socials. Let us know who you think is going to win the bet. Is it Ben or is it Matthew? Homeostasis or 500, or maybe none of us. Maybe not. Maybe they run the table and sneak into the playoffs because everybody else loses. Who knows? Love to hear your thoughts. You can also find us on YouTube, where we talk behind our logo. You can subscribe, leave comments there. You can also leave comments on Spotify, where you can also leave us a 5-star positive review, as well as on Apple Podcasts, because we really like it when you do that. It makes me feel good, and it allows Ben to kind of chuckle at how I need that validation. So anyway, Ben, it was great talking Giants with you. Until next time, cheers, my friend.
I like it when they're funny. Cheers, Matthew. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Go for it, dude.
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
Go 5-1, honestly.
Ben, 23% of our fans have checked out.
What does that mean?
We have 23% fewer listeners in the last month. We're down 23%.
Since when? Since August?
Since last 28 days, yes. So since late August.
It's because we stopped believing. It's because we spoke the truth.
I don't know if it was us. I think people are just like, screw the Giants. I don't want to do this, so they don't listen to us.
Yeah, it does seem to be the reason.
Although Alex said that they get more listeners when the Giants suck. So
Because people go to him for answers. They know we don't have the answers. They go to him for answers. And then Cole Kuiper knows his dad, and his dad, like Buster Posey asked him about, the Harrison Birdsong and Roop. Well, yes, Kruko, anyway. Those guys know stuff we don't. That's my point, Matthew. My point is they know things and we don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they stopped listening to us because they don't want to hear about the Giants anymore.
Oh, okay, fine. But why did the Dodgers have to lose 3 or 4 to the damn Dodgers, Ben?
Say that again. Wait, say that again.
Why did the Dodgers have to lose 3 out of 4 to the damn Dodgers, Ben?
You did. Okay, that's exactly what you said the last time. I need you to say the Giants at least one time as one of those two teams.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay.
Like and subscribe, people.